Gemini, hello there, my beautiful friends. We're going to do your general tarot reading for early July 2026. Thank you so much for joining me today. You know, I appreciate each and every single one of you. So let's get right down to business as always and start you off with an oracle card here, just so we can dip our toes in the energy and see what's happening for the lovely Gemini collective. Hope you're all doing fabulous and fantastic, my friends. Let's get it going here. My guide, spirit team, talk to me. What do we got for these beautiful Geminis in early July 2026? What energies, messages, insights can we take a little peek at? And yeah, we're just going to take a real quick look at this first card. Then we'll get into the full reading itself. At the very end, I'll pull you a bonus card from the Shadowland Tarot, just to see what's in the shadows or what shadow work you might want to lean into, which is always interesting. But let's get it going here. Let's rock and see what we got for Gemini in early July. What's the vibe? What's the energy? Let's get this going here, my friends. We're going to have some fun today, as always. Okay, so we have this bound up angel, and it showed up once last week, and I do have this vague memory of it potentially being in your reading, which is odd because before last week, I hadn't seen this card in months, at least half a year. So that's interesting. Now, that's good. I like the angelic energy. It does give me Four of Swords vibes, which could be very rested and recuperated. That can be good, but obviously when you see an angel, that's all bound up. There's some things we want to look at with it. Now, before we fully dive into that, if you're new here, I'll be speaking about the July subscriber surprise towards the end, so you might want to check that out. And also, if you could kindly illuminate that like button by tapping it right on its third eye, I'd greatly appreciate it. But enough of the promo, back into the reading. Let's talk more in depth about this card. So again, the imagery itself does look pretty beautiful, right? We have this angel with the big wings, kind of bound up by this red ribbon here. Now, again, it reminds me of the Four of Swords. And if you don't know what the Four of Swords is, that's the picture of a person where they're kind of like sleeping, praying, or meditating. And it's like they're just resting, recuperating. So this card does give me that, like where it might be about rest and relaxation. That's a good thing. So if you've been go, 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 a lot of stuff on your mind, maybe you haven't been feeling too energetic, this energy is kind of refilling its batteries, right? So it's recharging itself. That could be very good for a lot of Geminis. But obviously, the fact that it's all bound up in ribbon, it reminds me of the Eight of Swords as well, which is an energy that could feel trapped. It could feel bored. It could feel like there's cabin fever. It could feel like it's between a rock and a hard place. So I feel like results may vary. Now, again, this doesn't have to be you. This could be somebody else. This card can represent overthinking, a little bit of anxiety. So, in its good sense, there's a lot of rest and recuperation. It's an energy that either needs a break or is taking one. That could be great. But at the same time, there's this energy that's a little uneasy with it. And of course, whenever we see an angel, I'm sure you already know that's beautiful for protection, spiritual protection, angelic protection. So that's another good thing. We're just going to let him chill out right there. He's resting. Let's get into tarot. And yeah, I always say that first card, it doesn't make or break the reading. It's just a little footnote. So let's get you 3 tarot cards in the upright. Then we'll get into that intuitive juiciness. Shuffle it up one time here for my beautiful Gemini friends. And while we get this deck shuffled up and ready to go, let's talk about last week's reading. So throughout the reading last week, there was this act first, ask questions later type of energy that was picking up, and there was an undertone of regret. Now, I'm not saying it was you, but the reading was titled The Big Mistake. So I did say last week, watch the urges, watch out for spontaneous reactions and stuff like that. And that energy could bleed over for a couple weeks. So just watch the volatility. And again, it could have been someone else. But we're going to see what shows up this week. As you know, energy is very fluid, never set in stone. So only take this how it hits for you, because we could be seeing your vibe or somebody else's, right? Let's get it going. 3 cards here for Gemini. What do we have in early July? What do we have in early July for our good friends? Thank you. Okay, 3 of Pentacles. This card has been all over the place, especially in the fire and air signs. Now, this could be very good, but it could also be pointing at somebody else's energy too. And I'm going to explain all the reasoning behind that. Let's get a couple more. Thank you. Queen of Wands, that's good. I mean, these energies do cause a little bit of tension in the center. There's nothing wrong with a little bit of energetic tension, right? Let's get one more. Let's get one more here. It's like people. Okay, 2 of Swords. Okay. So a mixture of things, a mixture of situations and elements, and we're gonna have to dig through this, my friends, and you know that's what I live for. But let's go through. I'll give you some of the classical meanings and archetypes, then we'll get into that juicy intuitive stuff. But at first glance, you know me, I always love to look at the elements of the reading. I feel like it frames the energy for us, and it's a good foundation to work from. And there's a pretty good mixture this week. There's a mixture of earth, fire, and air. Now, most of these elements, specifically the air and fire, work very, very well with Gemini energy. So that's good. We just need to watch with all these other people. Like that's something that's shown up strong to me. But when it comes to Earth, to me, I think I usually say it represents results. So it's like the results of something. Earth is great when it comes to predictability. It represents security and stability. Think of routine, think of daily life. That's a big thing when it comes to Earth. Money, work, business, finances, daily routine. That's what we think of. Home and family as well. The downside to Earth is that it could feel a little stuck sometimes. It's an energy that it's not really changeable or movable, or it could be a little bit stubborn. In the center, we have the fire. Nice. That works very well with Gemini energy. Fire is the realm of action. So whether it's the actions you take, the actions other people take, the actions that you want to take, think of high vibrational, high frequency energy. That's what I think of when it comes to the fire. That could be energy levels, health and wellness, all that can be in play here. The only downside to the fire is the unpredictability. It's hard to control fire, where it could be explosive, right? It could look like it's going one way and then take a left on you. On the back end, we have air. That's your power element. That's your comfort zone. That's the realm of the mind. It's the realm of logic. It's highly intelligent. It deals with either giving or receiving information, thought process, perspectives. That's a big thing. And it's huge when it comes to communication. The only downside to too much air is that it could be too cerebral. It could overthink. Sometimes it could even be cold and distant. So we want to keep an eye. But let's go through and start building this out piece by piece. Position number one, Three of Pentacles. Now, as I mentioned, this card's been all over the place in the readings this week for some reason. This must be like the card of the week. And we see the people, they're all gathered around. Now, for some Geminis, this could be a work or career based card. I always say that with the Three of Pentacles. It's like how we earn money. This could represent teamwork, assistance. So, whether someone's asking you for help, maybe there's something you need help with. Maybe you need a second set of eyes on something. It's very possible when the Three of Pentacles is here. But when it comes to all the threes in the tarot deck, I think of the circle around us, the people that we deal with, whether we choose to deal with them, whether we have to deal with them, it represents other people. And normally it's good. Normally it's a good flowing energy. But the downside to the Three of Pentacles, it could represent too many people calling the shots. It could represent too many chefs in the kitchen, if you've heard that phrase before. Or it could be someone that is difficult to deal with, depending on what clarifies it. So we'll see. For some of you, if you're just work, 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 you're in pentacle mode, there's things you're trying to do and accomplish, then the Three of Pentacles is very, very supportive, and it's usually great for work-related things. Now, moving to the center, we have another person. We have the beautiful Queen of Wands. So fire sign energy, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. And again, it's not gender specific. Queens represent the internal aspect of their suit, and we already spoke about the fire. So this is usually a very bold, confident, action oriented type of individual. It feels great about itself. So again, it's like magnetic. It's just like very sexy and bold. I just really like this energy. So for some Geminis, if you've been feeling a little down, this could be an uptick in your energy. This could feeling better about yourself, treating yourself well. She's a good card of love and self-care. So I really like her. But the downside of the Queen of Wands, sometimes she can beat herself up. Sometimes she could put a little too much weight on her shoulders. So that's something to keep an eye on as we move forward. But again, usually she is a woman of action, right? She's like, all right, let's do it. She's usually very high vibrational, high frequency. Now, moving to the back end, we have the Two of Swords. This is where the mystery comes in, right? So we see this person, they're hoodwinked, they're blindfolded, they're on a beach, it's nighttime, there's a moon up in the sky, two swords crossed. And in its classic sense, it can represent indecision, it can represent confusion. But to me, I look at this card as just a mystery card, the unknown. So unexpected energy, surprising energy, things just popping up out of the blue, whether it's good, bad, or indifferent. The Two of Swords, things are just coming in out of nowhere. In its roughest sense, can it represent secrecy or trying to keep something quiet? Yeah, it can. But I'm not just going to pigeonhole the card into that. It could just be something or a fact or information that we don't quite know yet, but we will soon enough. So we're going to put her down right there. I want to dive deeper on all of this, Gemini. Let's do it. Let's jump in and clarify. All right, let's get a good shuffle here. What do we got for our friends? And yes, this is where I go intuitive with the message, which means I just tell you how it feels to me. So feel free to do further research or rely on your base knowledge of tarot, because as you know, every single reading is about the reader's interpretation, and I'm just giving you mine. Let's go in on that Three of Pentacles. And yeah, if you're a reader yourself, please feel free to play along. That's why the box is here. If you're feeling any messages you want to get to Gemini, you can drop it in the comments. I don't mind at all. Okay, why is that Three of Pentacles here? Lots of people. Lots of people. But are you open to all these energies? That's the question. So we have the Nine of Wands. That feels very hermit-like. So that is a huge push-pull of energy. Now, the Nine of Wands is called the Wounded Warrior for a reason, right? We see this person, they got the bandage on the head, they're standing guard. Now, in a good sense, this card could just be protective. It could be very territorial. It's an energy that cares, where it's like, hey, I got a good thing going here and I want to protect it. So if some of you Geminis are in that mode where it's like, hey, no, this is going well, I like it how it is, and I want to keep it that way. It's like an energy that wants to keep something the same. But for another portion of Geminis, there may be someone, a specific person, that you have some questions about, where it's like, I'm not sure how I feel about this. Whether it's somebody acting a little bit different, whether it's someone that's a little difficult to work with. This could even be spirit saying, like, hey, be careful with that one, Gemini. Now, for those of you that might be in hermit mode, you're just doing your own thing, minding your own business. Three of Pentacles, Nine of Wands. It's like I work, I go home. Or it's like I do what I have to do, then I go home. It's like one of those energies. So I'm not saying it's definitely you, but that's how it presents itself to me. And then, yeah, for others, there might be a very specific situation or person where Spirit's like, hey, you need to keep an eye on that, or you need to treat it seriously. We're going to keep moving. Again, with all these people, and I know when it comes to certain things, the more people you add to certain situations, the more complex they become. There's something like that here. And then there's this energy that wants to keep something as is or wants to protect it. Let's keep going. Yeah, there is this like territorial vibe to it, which I don't dislike. But let's see what the Queen of Wands has. We're going to keep it moving here. So why is that beautiful Queen of Wands in the mix? Okay. It's like an energy that's seeking you out. That's how this feels to me. So, Gemini, whether you're in hermit mode or not, this feels like a people magnet type of energy. Okay, now I'm not saying that like every person that you've ever known is going to reach out to you this week, but what I can say is for a lot of you, the energetic doorways are open to hear from a ton of different people here. The Ace of Cups is big when it comes to talks, conversations, communication. So when I see the Queen of Wands with the Ace of Cups, it's like, yeah, I'm just going to reach out. I'm going to say hi. I'm going to reach out and do this and say that. So it's very communicative. Now, again, for some of you, this energy feels like it wears its heart on its sleeve. So that's interesting. Whereas this one on the front is like very protective, very cautious, doesn't want to make waves. This one is like, yeah, I'm just going to call it like I see it. I'm going to say it how it is. I will say this though, for those of you, especially the more private types of Geminis, just watch out with this energy because it's like, oh, here they come, here they come. It's like a bum rush of people coming in, and some of them you might want to hear from with the center ones. Others maybe not so much, but to me, it is giving that people person magnet type of energy here for you this week. So that's coming through very, very strong. But yeah, this energy does wear its heart on its sleeve. This one's very, very cautious. This one is wide open about its feelings and what it expects. All right, we're just going to keep going. We're not going to overcomplicate it. Very simple. Here they come type of energy. Just don't get bowled over by all the people, especially if you're in hermit mode. But let's see what the Two of Swords has. Let's see what that has. Because, yeah, now we have the conversation. So why is that Two of Swords in the mix for Gemini? Quick. Okay. Double down of the mystery. Double down of the mystery. So we do have the Seven of Swords in the upright underneath this Two of Swords, and these cards are like mirror images of each other, where it's like somebody might reflect back, or you might reflect back to somebody else what they're doing or how they're acting, how they're moving. It's like two people watching each other, or two people analyzing each other, or two people unsure of each other. That's how this feels to me. I'm going to throw one more clarifier right next to it because these energies are so similar. Let's get one more clarifier in on this. Now, again, for some of you, it's like I said, two people reflecting back similar energies to each other, where it's like I'm unsure about this person, and the fact that I'm unsure about this person makes them unsure about me, and it's like we're in this feedback loop of feeling cautious about a person. Now, the Seven of Swords for sure is an energy that you should be a little bit cautious with. Let me get one more for these swords. What do we got? All right, definitely be careful like what you say and to who you say it to, because now I'm getting this like secretive type of energy, and I'm not out here saying that you're going to be telling everybody everything, but when I have this energy that wears its heart on its sleeve, then this energy that's being very cautious. Now, this energy here, there's just something about being cautious about who you give information to, certain pieces of information. Either that or that's how someone's acting, where it's like, oh, I don't know if I should tell this person that, or maybe I'll just keep this to myself. Maybe I'll keep it quiet. It does feel like a secret here on the back end. Now, again, secret isn't necessarily a bad thing. This is a huge part of communication. So it's odd because it's like we have the one energy that's like heart on the sleeve, open book, can tell it like it is. And then this one is like obscuring everything. So that could be frustrating. Let's go through and do a quick recap, then we'll get into the shadow. So that is what it is. But if we look here in the box, position number one, we have the Three of Pentacles with the Nine of Wands. For some of you that may be in hermit mode, just watch out because there's a lot of magnetic energy pulling towards you, and we see that ramp up even as we get to the middle. Um, this could also be like a work, go home, work, go home, work, go home, that cycle that we usually see. But for another portion of you, it's an energy that's very territorial and just wants to keep something the same, where it's like, this is how it was, this is how I want it to be. In the center, we have the Queen of Wands with the Ace of Cups. Again, that very much heart on the sleeve type of vibe where I'm an open book and I'm going to say it like it is. Nothing wrong with that until we get to this back end. But this to me also feels like a people magnet. So get ready for it, my friends, because it's like, oh yeah, you're going to be people are going to be popping up out of the woodwork. Here they come. Now on the back end, we have the Two of Swords, Seven of Swords, and I clarified it even further since these cards are so similar with the Eight of Wands. And it's like two people that are unsure of each other, where it's like we're kind of sizing each other up, or I'm unsure about this person, and that makes them unsure about me. But there is also this energy of like withholding information, keeping something very quiet for some reason. Whereas like this one's an open book, this one is a closed book. So do with that what you will. Please take a screenshot if you want to look into it further. Let's see what's in the shadows. And yes, I always like to pull a shadow card at the very end just to see whether it's something within you or something you don't quite see. Shadow cards don't always have to be a challenge, they could be a good thing too. So let's get you one. And if you made it to this point in the reading, please feel free to check out channel memberships. I'll put a link for it in the comments below. It's a beautiful way to support the channel, and I have much love for all my channel members. Okay, let's get this shadow card out for my beautiful Gemini friends. What do we got? Thank you. Five of Pentacles. Now, this is the isolation. So I find this very intriguing when I have like all this people magnet energy, and then the shadow card is an isolated vibe. We have the Five of Pentacles. Now, for some Geminis, this could be spirit saying like, hey, watch the spending, or maybe budget certain things, because this could sometimes connect to the monetary. But look, we have our friend Sasquatch right there, kind of looking at the campers, like from the outside looking in. Now, this card can show up when there is someone or something that we might be missing or longing. Um, it could also be an energy that does feel a little pushed away or solitude. So, again, for some of you, if you're in hermit mode, maybe you just want to be in hermit mode for whatever reason. Maybe it's like an energetic reset. But this energy also feels like it needs to get out and talk to people. And I think if that's an energy you're in, you're probably going to get that with all these people that seem to be moving towards you with this Five of Pentacles. So we're going to put it right there, my friends. That's what I have for you this week. Don't click away just yet, though. I'm going to give you the details of the July subscriber surprise. If you would like further insight on your situation, or you'd like to have a chat with me, you can book a personal session with me on my website, mastermetaphysics.com. The July calendar is up and spots go quick, so you might want to check that out. But for the July subscriber surprise, doing another winner's choice, I will choose 3 lucky winners to either choose a copy of the Gilded Tarot Royale, which is one of my favorite decks of all time. It's a must-have, or a handmade pendant from my website, mastermetaphysics.com. So if you'd like to get your name in for that, it's 2 simple things, as always, my friends. First, you must be subscribed, and second, let me know down in the comments, out of all the cards that showed up in today's reading, which one spoke to you the most, or jumped out to you the most, or resonated with you. You'll be entered to win, and at the end of the month, the winners will be announced in my posts tab. As always, my friends, much love. and I'll see you soon.